Today we are learning to find surface area of prisms. What is the surface area of the figure? To start, I am going to draw the net of this rectangular prism. So we can start with a rectangle. And this rectangle will resemble this 7 by 5 rectangle on the bottom. And then we will need rectangles all around it, since all the shapes on this prism are rectangles. And then we'll need one more for the top. So if we look at this rectangle that is 7 centimeters by 5 centimeters, I am going to use this green line as our 7 centimeter line, which would make that this line is 7 centimeters. And then we know that if we have a rectangle, the opposite side lengths are equal. So this will also be 7 centimeters. We can keep going because this will be 7 centimeters. Opposite to this side length is this side. Back to our original line. This is still a rectangle here, so this will also be 7 centimeters. Now this rectangle, which is the rectangle in the middle here, is 7 centimeters by 5 centimeters. So that means that these lines are 5 centimeters. Opposite of this side length is this side, so we have this as 5 centimeters, as well as this line here. Now, because when this net folds together, this rectangle all the way to the left will be almost like the top of the rectangular prism, or you could say the lid. That means that these will also be 7 centimeters. So what we have last here is the 3 centimeter line. Now this is saying from the bottom to the top is 3 centimeters. So we can say that from the bottom to the top, which are these lines, would be 3 centimeters. And then again, when the net folds together, this line and this line will fold into the height as it is here, which means that all these lines are also 3 centimeters. So with these colors, I'm able to quickly label the side lengths of all the lines. I know that all the green lines are 7. I know that all the blue lines are 5. And all the purple lines are 3. Now for every single rectangle, we are going to find the area of each one. So starting with this rectangle on the left, since we are working with finding the area of rectangles, that means the only formula we'll need is base times height. So for this rectangle to the left, we have a height of 7 times a base of 5, which will give us an area of 35 centimeters squared. This rectangle to the right has a height of 7 times a base of 3, which will give us an area of 21 centimeters squared. This rectangle in the middle has a height of 7 times a base of 5, which will give us an area of 35 centimeters squared. We can keep going. This has a height of 7 times a base of 3, gives us an area of 21 centimeters squared. And then we have height of 3 times base of 5, gives us an area of 15 centimeters squared. And this rectangle will be the same, height of 3 times base of 5, gives us an area of 15 centimeters squared. Now we are going to add all the areas together. So we have 35 plus 21 plus 35 plus 21 plus 15 two times. 5, 10, 15, 20. We have 22. Then we have 3, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we have 142 centimeters squared as our surface area. What is the surface area of the figure? Again, I am going to begin by drawing the net of this prism, triangular prism. I will start with this rectangle in the middle. So we've got a rectangle, and then we can see that we have two triangles coming off of it, and they are right triangles. So I'm going to draw right triangles coming off of this middle rectangle. And now these sides here that are 5 by 6 are rectangles. So we have two rectangles coming off of the middle rectangle. All right, so again, I'm going to use colors to help us identify the different side lengths. I'm going to start with the rectangle that we have in the middle, which would be this rectangle that it's laying on. So it has a height of 6 centimeters. That's going to be this line and this line. And this is also going to be the height of the other rectangles. So 6 and 6. Again, this middle rectangle has a base of 4, which I drew with the green line. This is just our middle rectangle here. So we have 4 here and 4 here. And then we have the base of the other rectangles are going to be 5 because they are creating the sides of the triangles. So if we're only looking at the side length that is opposite of the 90-degree angle, that means that's like this line here, and that's going to connect with this line. This line from the triangle is going to connect with this line. Okay, so then we can highlight one more side length. That's this 3 inches here. Now the 3 inches and the 4 inches are making the right angle in the triangle. So if our 4-inch line is here, this has to be our 3-inch line. Same as here. And then again, when our net folds, these two side lengths will become 1. So we have our colors as so. So I'm quickly going to label the color with the corresponding side length. We are now going to find the area of each rectangle or each shape. So if we start with the rectangles, then we're going to use the formula base times height. So starting all the way with the left rectangle, we have a height of 6 times a base of 3 to get an area of 18. And now our units this time are inches squared. And if we go to the rectangle to the right, we have a height of 6 times a base of 4, which will give us an area of 24 inches squared. And then our last rectangle, we have a height of 6 times a base of 5 to give us an area of 30 inches squared. So now that we have two triangles, we need to make sure that we are using the formula area equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Now remember, the base and the height are the side lengths that are making the right angle. So if this is our right angle here in the triangle, that means that our base is 4 and our height is 3. So I'm going to write this one to the side. So area of the triangle, we're going to do 1/2 times the base of 4 times the height of 3. going to take 1/2. 4 times 3 is 12. So the area of this triangle is 6 inches squared. And then because this triangle has the same base of 4 and the same height of 3, we can say that it has the same area of 6 inches squared. Our last step is to add all the areas together. So we have 18 plus 24 plus 30 plus 6 plus 6. So here we have 12. We'll have 18. 18 plus 6, we'll have 24. And then we have 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a surface area of 84 inches squared. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.